Forget the marble statues. Forget the epic tales of emperors and gladiators. Close your eyes and imagine a different Rome. A Rome not of pristine white, but of grime-stained brick and sun-baked earth. A city where the scent of baking bread mingled with the stench of human waste, where the clamor of the market drowned out the whispers of philosophers. This was the real Rome, a vibrant, brutal, and utterly captivating world, where life unfolded in a relentless dance between order and chaos, splendor and squalor. What was it truly like to live a life within the heart of this colossal empire? To understand life in ancient Rome, we must first set our stage. We journey to the zenith of its power, roughly the 1st and 2nd centuries CE, when the Roman Empire stretched its iron fist across 3 continents. Our focus, however, is not on the distant frontiers, but on the pulsating heart of it all, the city of Rome itself, a metropolis of over 1 million souls, a melting pot of cultures, classes, and convictions. This was a world defined by stark hierarchies: the aristocratic patricians, the common plebeians, the freedmen, and the vast unfree population of slaves upon whose labor the entire edifice was built. Life here was a kaleidoscope of experiences, vastly different for the senator in his sprawling domus than for the artisan in his cramped insula. For most Romans, the day began early, often before dawn. A simple breakfast of bread, cheese, and perhaps some olives or dried fruit, washed down with water or diluted wine. For the wealthy, the morning hours involved receiving clients, discussing business, or attending to political duties in the forum. But for the vast majority, the dawn heralded labor. Artisans opened their workshops, bakers stoked their ovens, and merchants set up stalls in the bustling markets. Farmers, just outside the city walls, tended their fields, while legions of slaves performed every conceivable task, from domestic chores to backbreaking construction, mining, or agricultural work. The city itself was a hive of activity. Carts laden with goods rumbled through narrow streets. Vendors hawked their wares, and crowds surged towards the Forum, the economic, political, and social heart of Rome. Midday brought a light meal, the prandium, often eaten on the go. For many, the afternoon's highlight was a visit to the public baths. Far more than just places for hygiene, the baths were social hubs. Here, Romans would exercise, gossip, conduct business, read, and simply relax in the warm, tepid, and cold pools. Housing varied dramatically. The elite resided in magnificent domus, single-family homes with intricate frescoes, mosaic floors, and private courtyards. The common folk, however, lived in insulae, multi-story apartment blocks. These were often poorly constructed, prone to collapse and devastating fires, and incredibly cramped, housing entire families in a single room. Sanitation, despite Rome's famed aqueducts, remained a daily challenge. While public latrines offered some relief, waste often accumulated in alleys, contributing to pervasive odors and disease. Evenings brought the cena, the main meal. For the poor, it was often a meager affair, a porridge of grains or a stew. For the rich, it was an elaborate banquet, a display of wealth and status, featuring exotic dishes, fine wines, and entertainment. After dusk, the city transformed. Streets, unlit and dangerous, became the domain of criminals and the occasional night watchman. Most Romans retired early, preparing for another day in the relentless rhythm of the empire. Life was often harsh, marked by high infant mortality, frequent epidemics, and the ever-present threat of violence or poverty. Yet it was also a life punctuated by vibrant festivals, dramatic theater, and the visceral thrill of the gladiatorial games and chariot races, which offered a temporary escape from the daily grind. The daily life of an ancient Roman, then, was a complex tapestry woven from threads of hardship and opportunity, squalor and sophistication. It was a life lived under the shadow of a vast empire, yet deeply personal. The Romans built monuments that have defied millennia, but their most enduring legacy lies not just in their laws or architecture, but in the echoes of their daily existence. Their ingenuity in infrastructure, their social structures, their pursuit of both leisure and civic duty, all laid foundations that continue to resonate in our modern world. To walk in their footsteps, even for a moment, is to witness the enduring spirit of humanity, striving, thriving, and surviving amidst the dust and grandeur of a forgotten empire.